Welcome to Talk Purpose and Truth with Eden and Kim, shifting you into higher consciousness, the show that elevates, uplifts, and encourages listeners to grow, heal, awaken, and evolve. Eden and Kim include bold topics, special interviews with inspiring guests, intuitive readings, channeled messages from beyond, including celebrities, hot topics to expand your awareness, and time for questions from the audience. Tune in for unprecedented truth, authenticity, on-purpose discussions, and magical moments.
Own and respect and honor your own truth. So, Hillary, where are you at with that? Can you share?
I can. I think, the whole thing that after you asked me to do this, something that I thought about was just that if I can encourage anybody just to even start, I think that's always the toughest step is, or if you've started and maybe you've put it on the back burner, then, that you bring it to the forefront again, because I think my hope for anybody that's listening is that they just continue to work their journey. And I think I've been on this journey for, as you know, a long time, with different methods and different ways. And really in the last couple of years is where I've really seen growth with myself. That to me is, it's not an ending. There's no destination that you get to and oh yeah, great, it's done, I'm fixed. It's just that you're able to walk, the path that you're meant to walk.
Yeah, and do you feel like you are truthful not only with yourself but with others right now?
I have my moments. I'm definitely, I definitely have my moments, but it's how I deal with those moments that I'm doing so much better at. I don't know if you remember, it's funny because I was worried about what to wear for this. I've been, I haven't had to dress up. It's like I haven't seen anybody with the COVID and everything. And if you go back, you guys took a picture of me and I was wearing this shirt on the episode that I had with you guys. And I remember feeling really good about the episode and coming out of that and then seeing that picture and just the self-hate that I just loathed on myself and, what I thought I was feeling and then what I saw, So I was like, if this is an opportunity for me to be able to, I'm still the same weight, I still have the same crazy hair, but to be given the opportunity to look at myself and, no, I'm not happy with where I'm at, but I'm still loving myself. And, that's something that I thought about that today. It was like, that just, I wouldn't say that that's just what I was like, okay, this is an opportunity to be able to do that. So yes, I still have those moments, but it's how I'm dealing with it that is different.
Okay. It's neat though that you get to go back and look at that picture and see your growth.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I find that I think that it helps to, like, when I'm having a bad day of maybe not loving myself enough or honoring who I am, looking at role models that are doing so in the limelight, like maybe Kelly Clarkson, Lady Gaga, I different women like that. I feel like it really helps me because then I'll go, okay, they're doing it. Let me kind of use that as an example, and even just practicing owning it and practicing letting it out helps.
Right.
So I think that's a helpful thing too. So on to number 2. The wounded person tolerates toxic or dramatic people and situations. And the awakened person knows how to set loving boundaries, strong boundaries. So how are you with this, Yolanda?
Ooh, that is a good question. I'm getting much better. I think during my journey, as you both know, has been a journey the last couple of years, and I think I sat back there for a while, and some of the toxics came in. But I know better now. I know that I have to set those boundaries. I know, and you know what? You feel the vibration. You feel the energy. You know who to let in and who not to let in, or who to let so far in.
Mm-hmm.
can stand right there and just, we'll be fine. We can have the conversation, but we probably won't get any closer because of it. Um, yeah, we have to definitely see because what does it do to us if we let them in?
Yeah.
You know, it just
or
goes.
or those around us.
Yes, you know,
Right.
Yeah.
it really affects us, and we don't know that. We have to see that. We have to really, really see it. And I'm a little older than you ladies, and so I've experienced a little more. So I know better, okay?
Right. Right.
My,
You learn.
my life today, I don't want to live my life thinking, oh, well, you know, I'll be fine or it'll be fine. You know, I want to live it today and enjoy every moment of today, and I can't if I let those things in. So.
Very, very good advice. Very good.
Yeah. Okay, so number 3, the wounded lacks self-worth, confidence, and feeling they are deserving of good. And then the awakened part knows her worth. Hillary. This is a loaded topic for you.
It is. Yeah. Yeah. Um, so, yeah, the whole self-worth and, you know, what we're capable of and what we think we deserve and all of that kind of stuff. I think that all is something that is a constant battle to try and figure out, you know. And, I'm definitely getting better. I just actually, I've been without a job now since April. I got laid off in April, and you know my story. I hadn't worked for 17 years, and then kind of went back into it and fell into a process instruction job that was really just sort of part time. And I started as a temp, and I was really hung up on the dollar value and what I was making before I started working, and now sort of climbing my way back out of that hole. And I ended up getting a job at Williams Sonoma just yesterday.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fun.
And
can I get a discount now?
Yeah. But the thing that was crazy about it is $14 an hour, and I had also had my job, so I had to call into this temping agency guy and say, hey, and I had told him, look, I'm not looking for anything less than 25. Like, if it's, if that's like less than 30, I'll go to 25 would be my lowest. So I hadn't really had an opportunity. And so when I called him back yesterday and I said, I'm not going to be able to, put me, this is just seasonal, it's just till the end of Christmas. But please, I'll think about it in January. He's like, well, if I knew you're going to go for $14 an hour, then I would have had plenty of jobs for you. And I said, no, I'm not willing to do $14 an hour answering phones 40 hours a week. I'm willing to do 14 hours a job, part-time. I get, skookum discounts at fancy kitchen store, so, but that's just even being able to say that to him is something that I never would have done. I would have never felt like I would have, like, it was beneath me, or, I'm definitely in a better place that way. Even you and I, like us working together and stuff like that, being more clear on the things that bring me joy and not feeling bad and about saying no and things that I want to do. But yeah, it's been a while.
And I think all of those opportunities, even though they seem minor, they arise on our path on purpose to give us that opportunity to speak up, to say, to honor our truth, to honor our voice.
Right, absolutely.
So you did great with that.
Totally.
So
yeah, the more we do it too, I think the more you stand in your truth and you say, wow, I felt powerful, I felt like I was in my power and confidence. You actually tell yourself, like, at the end of the day, hey, I did that, how does it feel? I feel more free, I feel stronger. And then that actually kind of helps shed some of the old stuff and get you more in your power.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
And to be your true self.
Yeah. So good job. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks.
We're on to number 4. Okay. So 4, the wounded person seeks external validation and attention. And a lot of times they won't feel enough unless they get that. And the awakened person feels validated and enough from within. And it's funny, that just brought up something with me that I realized. So it gave me a little breakthrough. I just remember being younger and really dressing for attention, like making sure that, like, if I didn't get like little looks from guys or whistles when I went walking, I would be like, oh, maybe I'm ugly today, or I don't look good, or, and I used to have that issue until I really started working on myself and my confidence. And, it's a long story of where that came from, but that's an example of needing that external validation. So, Yolanda, how about you? How do you feel you're at with that?
Don't you think that's also part of people pleasing?
We're not
Yeah.
there yet.
Oh.
Yolanda, don't.
Oh,
but it could be. It could be. You're right. It could be. But what about feeling like you need validation from others to be good?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
We do things because we want to get the validation from others, when we should be getting the validation from whom? Ourselves.
Yeah.
We should be happy in the inside in order to walk around and do what we need to do, like in your example, right? Um, Having them go to you or a whistle or whatever for the pin, was fine at the time, but then you learned from the situation and you're now a different person, and you don't need that. Um, there were a lot of things that in life that I probably went through or needed, even in my business. I worked a business that my job in my business, to do a Tupperware party or to do a Park Lane party, is to make everybody there happy, right? That's the whole idea. I want them to have a good time. But I also have to have a good time. When I get there, I have to have the good time in order to show them to have the good time. That's the whole idea. Yeah.
Are there areas in your life that you feel like there are maybe you're showing up as your true self because you don't want to make waves with people, upset them?
You know what? When you asked her the first question, that's where I was in regards to your truth. And I think we've all experienced this, and I think both Eden and Kim know that I had to come into my own truth, or honor my own truth, because I was, in a sense, hiding my truth, going, whether it was family members or friends or whatever, I was hiding my true self. And I had to come out, and I did. I am my true self. You can see me right here. I am here.
Right. And that's interesting because I think it's similar to, I just went on someone else's podcast called Thrive and Shine and ended up talking about how I felt like I was almost all the way in my truth, but I was so scared to upset different family members because maybe they thought me being intuitive was bad or not, according to their religion or whatever, and I didn't want to upset people. And I had to finally go, okay, that's not serving anyone, because then I'm kind of like not living in my own power and I'm punishing myself. So I had to just let it all out. And so sometimes it does take that. It's like you have to just kind of cross that barrier of whatever is holding back your truth and have the bravery to do so.
Yeah, and then
that I went through, that they can get to light, they can see everything, experience everything without going through that hardship. Because those hardships are pretty hard. But it's a challenge, and I've been here, and I'm here, and that's all that counts.
Yeah, and our awakenings come in all different forms, unfortunately, and we have no control over that. And the more we don't listen, the harder the lesson is going to be.
And the other thing is that I'm letting the intuition come through. That would be the other awakening in my part.
Right. I would do readings for her, and every time, own your intuition. You're strong in your intuition. You're supposed to do intuitive work. And so she's finally like, okay.
Yeah, and I think that goes back to the people pleasing, though, because I think
Right.
You didn't want to go there and embrace that because that might go against some of the people around you, their opinion of you, or their beliefs.
Correct. So.
Yeah. So you
Right.
hesitated.
I held a lot in, or I kept it to myself, or I didn't share because it wasn't what they agreed with. And that's not my truth. I had to say, this is what's going to happen, and this is what I'm going to do. This is me. It's all 100% me, and we're going from there. So if you want to go on the journey with me, that's fine. If you want to stay, a few steps behind me, that's fine too.
Right.
Because you don't need their validation.
No. We can do this all on my own, okay?
You go, girl. Okay.
That's perfect for me. So if something negative's coming in, I'm saying, oh, what am I going to do with myself? Or, I can't do this, I can't do that, whatever it may be. I can't do this by myself. Those are the words that come right into my head. And I'll go through that. I'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off. Puts me in a happy place. And I said, okay, that's it. I can do it. That's all there is to it. Just saying the word puts me in a happy place.
That's
so
cute.
How do you do that? How do you do it now since Disneyland is closed?
Oh, memories.
Oh, okay.
Memories.
Okay.
I mean, I still know the wording. I still know how I felt when I was on it. I still know all the fun of going there. So that still brings the joy to me. So I have to turn it around.
I love that because it reminds me, I think it's important to mention that even if you become very awakened, you're going to have times or days or moments where you do still have that stuff come in. And it's helped me, besides just reframing it, or going, okay, that's reminding me of who I'm not or who I really am.
Right.
When we had Rob Mack on recently, the happiness expert, he kind of mentions how you can just tune in to like peace and love and joy. So I try to just constantly, throw away the thought and then go tune into that, like envelop myself in light and peace and joy and love, and that helps. So it reminds me kind of what you do, Yolanda.
Yeah. There's a lot of ways that you can turn it around. Whatever you visualize that makes you happy, whether it's a place or or a vacation site or somewhere, or just or a smell, a brownie, a chocolate cake, whatever it may be that makes you happy.
I'm talking.
Yeah.
Right.
Turn yourself around. Anything to turn yourself around, because it's just very easy for us to talk negative about ourselves or get into that place. And so just as easy as we were to get into that place, we have to get out of that place.
Right, exactly. Well, I think these are all.
For more information on Eden, go to edensustin.com. For more information on Kim, go to kimlifecoach.com. Make sure to follow them on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Talk Purpose and Truth Podcast. If you loved this episode, you'll love every episode. So be sure to subscribe so you don't miss anything. Thank you for listening.